What's up, everybody? Brad here with the Money Dad channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about a stock that I just bought that has crazy upside potential with a small amount of downside risk. That's really rare to see both of those things in one stock. Now, this is just my own personal analysis. I'm not a financial advisor, so it's my opinion that there is low downside risk in this stock, but please do your own research, due diligence and all those things when you're looking into your investment decisions. I'm going to explain why I think this stock has low downside risk and high upside potential in this video. I'm going to show you how I found it, why those things. I also want to show you my Robinhood portfolio real quick, and then we'll jump into the FINVIZ Stock Screener. That's how I found the stock, and then I looked at the chart with TradingView, and I'll get into all those things. So I haven't updated you guys on my Robinhood portfolio in a very long time, so I just wanted to go over that really quick at the beginning of this video. It's nothing crazy. You can see there's $3,900 in it now, but the idea behind it started with this YouTube channel. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that has watched any video of mine, subscribe to my channel, anything on this YouTube channel, because without you guys I would not have started this Robinhood account. I would not have $3,900 in it. That money would have went to just junk probably, right? It would have been sitting in my checking account. I would have noticed that I had some extra money. I would have spent it on junk. So I now have an extra $3,900 invested than I would normally have. So if you guys don't know how I've been doing this, I basically just split it up. I put $100 a week into this account. It's nothing crazy, but it's what I can afford on top of all of my other investments right now and expenses and life things. So I did it to kind of just go along with the channel, and every week put $100 in, and I put it into one of the ARK Invest funds, and then I also have a cannabis fund as well that I throw in there from time to time. So ARK-G, ARK-K, ARK-W, ARK-F, and then a cannabis ETF. And I just split it up amongst those. One week I'll buy this one, the next week I'll buy that one, and so forth. I just kind of cycle through them. And I've got an extra $3,900 now because of this YouTube channel and because of you guys. So thank you very much for that. That's all I'm going to say about the Robinhood account. The basis of this video is really about this stock that I found, that I bought this morning, that I think has huge upside potential, and I want to show you guys how I find these kinds of stocks and the potential for this stock, this particular stock, and the downside to it. So let me show you how I found it first. Let's go over to FINVIZ. We go over to their stock screener, and this is going to be a short squeeze stock. A potential for a big short squeeze. So I'm going to the float short section of the stock screener, and I want to look at all stocks that have more than 25% of their float shorted. So now that we have filtered that, we see this says total 41. That means there are 41 stocks out there right now that have more than 25% short interest on them. So let's click over to the ownership tab, and then I'm going to sort by the short percentage. All right, and I'm going to hit it twice so that I can see up at the top the most shorted stocks in the stock market right now. Okay, so this is how I look for short squeeze potential targets. Now, it doesn't mean that we stop here and you invest in the most shorted stock in the stock market. That's not what I do, because if you look, it's BBIG, whatever on earth that is, but you can look at that that chart real quick and see it's already been squeezed a lot. Let's pull it up in TradingView real quick, and let me show you what I mean. BBIG, type that in. And you can see, look, this has been kind of just trailing down. Let's see, back in June, it was in that $5 range, and it just kind of trickled down, right? Huge short interest here, I would assume, at $2, and then boom, it exploded, and it's all the way up to $8. It got all the way up to almost $12 at one point over the last week or so, maybe 5 to 10 trading days. It went from $2 to all the way up to $12. That is a short squeeze. Okay, it went from 2 to 12 in a week or 2 weeks. That is a 600% return on your money in 2 weeks. If you got out at the, if you bought the bottom and got out at the top, of course, nobody ever does that perfectly, but the potential was there for 600% return within 2 weeks, right? So if you bought a little bit higher than that, sold a little bit lower than that, you're still making a ton of good money. That is a short squeeze. That's the potential of a short squeeze. But I'm not buying that stock because that short squeeze has already happened, right? That lemon has been squeezed. That orange has been squeezed. So I don't want that one. Even though it's at 50% shorted, that could be less now. I don't know how up-to-date these stats are. So let's keep moving along. VIH, that chart does not look like it's been squeezed, right? And this is how I kind of look at all of these. I want to look at this chart and say, okay, that one does not look like it's been squeezed. What's the short ratio on it? How many days does it take to squeeze out all the shorts? 13 to 14 days on this one is very high. That has the potential for a very big squeeze. That's something else that I look at. So, this SPRT that's been in, the Wall Street Bets and Reddit crew have been on this one lately. It looks like it's already been squeezed, and that's how I go down the line. So, but let's look at VIH. Spoiler alert, this is the stock that I bought, all right, VIH. Now, when you pull up this chart and you look at it at first, you're thinking, man, that is not a good looking chart, right? But you got to zoom in, all right? You got to zoom in a little bit more, get past this bearish head and shoulders back here at the beginning of 2021. And then when you zoom in, you start to see some good things here. You start to see, hey, here was a bottom in July. This next bottom in August is higher than that, right? So we have the bottom is trending up. You can see the high here in middle of August is lower than our most recent high. So your highs are trending up, right? If we drill down into the hourly chart, you see something even better than that. Let me clear those off. I see, let me show you real quick. This is what I see, guys. What is that? That's what it's projecting. It is a head and shoulders. Now it's slanted a little bit, right? But you got your left shoulder, you got your head. That's the worst H I've ever drawn in my life. Oh, geez, dude. What is that? Just, guys, pretend that's an H right there. And then you have your right shoulder right here. I don't know why my marker is doing that. It's doing all kinds of weird things. I think it's trying to grab to the candles with this magnet. But anyway, that is an inverted head and shoulders. That points to the upside significantly. So love to see that on this chart. You also have ascending volume right here. This volume is ramping up. That is a very good thing. That indicates a potential big move soon, right? I mean, look at these big moves in the past. They were on big volume. This jump from $10 up to $17 was on massive volume, and then volume started to trickle down, right? You can see there's been a couple of candles of big volume, but now we're starting to see a ramp in volume, which means a ramp up in interest, right? There's more interest out there. So we've got high short interest, right here. We've got a high short ratio. We've got a ramp up in volume. We've got a potential inverted head and shoulders. I mean, there's a lot to like technically about this stock. I don't want to get into the fundamentals because it is a SPAC, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't look too much into the fundamentals. So with SPACs, there's basically no fundamentals. But it's a $257 million market cap, so pretty small stock. potential for a lot of room to run here. There's just a lot to like. Now, those are all the things that I like about it. Those are all the things that tell me that this thing is going to run to the upside significantly soon, or there's a high potential for it anyway. But if you remember in the beginning of the video, I said that there's also not a ton of downside risk. Now, why is that? If there's so much upside potential, why is there not a lot of downside risk? Because lately, ever since we had this huge drop down to this, looks like it bottomed out at 1040 back here in April, this thing has not moved much at all. It's moved maybe 10% since then, total, right? I mean, it bottomed out right here at 1030, got all the way down, let's see, where did it go? All the way down to $9.82. That was the bottom, and now it's at $9.99. You're talking about it moving 1 or 2% a day. It just does not move very much. It's got very low volatility ever since it kind of crashed down back at the beginning of the year. So very low volatility means it just doesn't move very much on a day-to-day basis. Maybe 1 or 2%. For example, while I'm making this video, on the day it's up 1/3%. That's the candle, this green candle right here, 1/3%. Just doesn't move much, guys. Low volatility. So that means, you know, if this short squeeze doesn't happen, then I'm not expecting it to move very much to the upside or the downside, right? I'm not worried about losing 30% of my position in this stock over the next week or two or month or two. I'm just not worried about it because there's such a low chance of that happening, right? It's been stuck in a 10% range since it let's see, since April, right? And we're sitting here in September. So I'm not worried about it, guys. I think there's huge upside potential here. Massive upside potential, like potentially like doubling your investment because of this short squeeze and this head and shoulders pattern. And there's such little risk to the downside for that potential that this was a no-brainer for me. Once I noticed all these things, it was just a no-brainer. Now, if a month goes by and I lose 5% on my investment, or I make 5%, it really doesn't move a whole lot, then no harm, no foul. You know, I tied up some capital in this stock for a little while and nothing happened, and that's really the biggest loss, is just having that capital tied up and not doing anything. I'm not too worried about a 5% move to the upside or downside when there's massive potential to double my money over the next, you know, maybe month or so. So I will gladly take that kind of give and take right there every time, right? So that's what I've got, guys. This stock is VIH. The ticker is VIH. It is currently sitting at about $10, and I think there's massive upside potential based on a short squeeze play that I found in FINVIZ Stock Screener. I showed you guys the chart in TradingView. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, help out my channel, and hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. I do stock chart analysis, stock analysis, both technicals and fundamentals sometimes. I also do some how-to videos, so stick around. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.